Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of clips of people getting angry at Jillian Michaels for that Jubilee debate. For those that didn't catch it, Jillian Michaels recently debated a bunch of body positivity activists on various topics related to health and body positivity. Some people, such as William Hornby, are angry at Jillian for her arguments during the debate. We're also going to be taking a look at a clip of another person getting angry at this debate, as well as another bonus clip, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. We haven't seen a video from William Hornby in quite a while.
Have you seen the Jillian Michaels body positivity debate?
Yes, I did.
I would not call that garbage a debate. And what would you call it? Rage bait? Rage debate?
Oh my goodness.
Not your best pun.
Okay, why were we enraged? Jillian Michaels made a lot of good points that people didn't have any counters for. So, are we just mad because 20 people on the other end of the argument literally couldn't come up with an argument? She debated every single one of them successfully, like one person against 20, and she actually won. Is that why we're angry?
The point is, it wasn't a debate, and that's why this whole thing has been a dumpster fire. Why wasn't it a debate? Because they were allegedly debating the merits of body positivity, but you know what they didn't do? What? Define body positivity.
What? She made a lot of points about health that were based in science and fact, and everybody that she was debating just kept talking about their emotions and how they feel. It's truly bizarre to see one person win a debate against 20 other people. But it just goes to show when you're on the side of truth, you will win every time. And I'm not saying I agree with Jillian Michaels on various other topics. I'm just talking about this.
There were 21 people on camera that were supposed to be debating, and body positivity meant something different to every single one of them.
Right. And everybody has a different definition of most things.
Wait, you're right. So every single person who spoke was forced to assume what the other person's definition of body positivity was. And because none of them were mind readers, the entire time was just spent making bad faith assumptions and clarifying a definition that should have been just set from the beginning.
So if they had set the definition of body positivity, then Jillian Michaels wouldn't have won the debate so easily. What? Are we just having a hard time accepting that one person beat 20 other people in a debate and we were on the side of those 20 other people? Is that the pill that we're having a hard time swallowing? Because that's what it seems like. And if you look at the comments underneath that Jubilee video, the original video, everybody agrees that Jillian Michaels won that debate. So it's funny that we're trying to reframe the debate now and be like, oh, you didn't follow the rules, or the terms weren't set correctly. The definition of body positivity wasn't established ahead of time. Like, what? So we just can't accept if we lost, or the side that we were rooting for lost. We have to play some weird game and act like it was something that it wasn't, and bring up the term bad faith. This argument was made in bad faith. That's what people say when they're losing a debate, apparently.
So they were set up for failure. Yes, and that's what Jubilee's about at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, if any of those people had good points to make supporting their cause, they could have done so. There was a microphone sitting right in front of each one of those people's faces that would have picked up words that made sense. But it didn't. That did not happen. So unfortunately, it is what it is.
They know that if they create a space for people to misunderstand each other and talk at each other in bad faith, that it will drive a lot of engagement and they'll make a lot of money.
Right, but they didn't make Jillian Michaels have good arguments, and all of those other people have bad arguments. That's just what happened. That was all them.
Well, yeah, and I guess it's working since it's one of their best performing videos of all time.
Okay, so Jillian Michaels' arguments were invalid because Jubilee just set this up to get views, or something like that? I don't know. I still am not wrapping my head around how they didn't legitimately lose the argument.
That's because people hate fat people and love to watch content that makes them look bad.
Are you sure about that?
And that is the point. This video was designed to make them look bad, to drive engagement, and it has.
Okay, so could you go on there and debate Jillian Michaels and actually have better points to bring up than all of those people did? Like, if we give you enough time to think about this ahead of time, which I'm sure all of those people had plenty of time as well. I'm guessing they wrote their questions down and thought about this for days ahead of time, and that's the best they could come up with. What about if you went on there and tried to debate her? Actually, why don't you just debate some of the points that Jillian Michaels made right now? If that whole video was done in bad faith and was just to get views, then why don't you go ahead and counter the points that she made in that video right now? She was talking about how obesity is unhealthy and leads to a myriad of other health conditions. A very simple statement. Nobody was able to counter that with any facts. Can you counter that with some facts now?
Then why do we keep watching? Because Jubilee viewers are left in a constant state of dissatisfaction.
Whatever you gotta say, man. You know, I like to tell myself that too when other people get better views than me. Man, people aren't even liking that Jubilee video. They probably don't even like it. They're dissatisfied. That's why millions of them keep flocking to it. Why won't you flock to my videos? You guys are dissatisfied with that. Admit it. Admit it.
Because the debates that they orchestrate can never be fully fleshed out or truly argued or won. And so the viewers will...
Those people could have said whatever they wanted to. There weren't any rules set forth where, like, people started to speak and they're like, that is outside of the realm of the rules or what. Like, everybody had plenty of opportunity to counter Jillian.
Will continue to engage with this topic until they're too numb or angry to continue doing it, and then the next thing takes over in the rage cycle.
Right.
So what do we do?
What can we do? You know? I don't know.
Stop going on the show.
But it's good.
Stop letting them platform far-right ideas and block them.
Block them? So you just can't accept that the people that you were supporting lost the debate, and you're telling all of your followers and people that agree with you to just block Jubilee. That's how we deal with people that disagree with us. Even after they won a debate against us, our response, block them. Block them. Like, wow, man. Wow. See, where I come from, that means that you lost. Like, if you get so bent out of shape that you have to block somebody, that means that they got to you and you lost. That's the rules of the internet.
Stop letting them make money off of your rage and your engagement.
Okay, so it seems like William Hornby just can't accept the fact that the people that he was supporting could not win the debate. He said the arguments were made in bad faith, and he didn't really have a good explanation for why none of those body positivity people could counter Jillian Michaels. They're just doing this because they hate fat people. These arguments were made in bad faith. This is just trying to get ratings. Okay, but can you counter any of the actual points that she made? I'm guessing not, just like all of those other people. That's why your response is to block them. So first we try to debate somebody, and then if they win, we block them. I'm still very confused about the term bad faith argument. He's the one that always brings this up, trying to reframe a debate like, you're not allowed to debate in this way or this way. Like, all of your most valid points are not allowed because they were made in bad faith. Like, there are some sort of rules to debates. We can't make points that are very poignant. Otherwise, that's bad faith. Apparently, that's what it sounds like. It was crazy to see 20 people debate one person and lose. You know what I mean? Like, there actually is no counter for the truth. Like, all you can do is play weird games and be like, that was bad faith. You hate fat people, blah, 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 blah. But none of that is actually a valid counter because you can't counter the truth. Next.
This video came up on my For You page of Jillian Michaels versus 20 body positivity activists via Jubilee. Full transparency, I don't know a lot about Jillian Michaels. I remember her from like The Biggest Loser and like hearing her name periodically over the last like 20-ish years, but I don't know a whole lot about her. So I did some very loose research and a lot of things add up. Things that she is most notably controversial for: minimizing slavery and commenting that not that many people actually owned slaves. making fatphobic comments about Lizzo, COVID-19, saying that people didn't need to be afraid of it. And we all know that she has been criticized widely for her training methods on The Biggest Loser.
She was pretty intense on The Biggest Loser.
And I think there was a documentary on that too, did not watch it. And the least surprising thing of all, as of 2025, she has aligned herself with more conservative political views. This is what we are talking about when we say that, like, fatphobia is rooted in racism, and fatphobia can lead you down the alt-right pipeline. This is actually a really good example of how all of these things are interconnected in one person. But let's go ahead.
Yeah, let's get to those claims, though. Let's try to stay focused on the things that she said in the Jubilee video. So, claim number 1, obesity is not healthy, and pretending it is puts lives at risk, said Jillian Michaels.
Go ahead and talk about the specific claims that she made during this. Obesity is not healthy, and pretending that it is puts lives at risk. I think a lot of people confuse us existing and, like, just being happy with us being like, you should be fat like me. Who is out here encouraging people to gain weight?
It says obesity is not healthy, and pretending it is puts lives at risk. They didn't say that you were promoting obesity or encouraging other people to become obese. They said that pretending that it's healthy puts lives at risk. As in all of this content where people are glorifying it or downplaying the severity of it. This claim asserts that that's putting other people at risk because it encourages them to live a similar lifestyle.
Literally no one. We're just like, hey, we need, like, clothing.
What? It says obesity is not healthy, and pretending it is puts lives at risk. Nobody accused you of promoting anything specifically, and we're not talking about the dress that you need for the funeral again.
To be able to wear so we're not walking around naked.
Right. It always comes back to the clothes that you need. No matter what the debate is, it always comes back to Mighty Murphin's shirt, like, every single time.
And we need doctors to treat us like humans so that we can
Right, we keep going back to the things that you complained about several times previously, but you're not at all countering this claim.
get healthcare so that our lives are not at risk. What a concept.
Okay, so obesity is healthy, then? Is your counter to that point? You disagree? And you say the opposite is actually true? Because you just went on a spiel about clothes and doctors, and now you look very angry again.
Large food companies are the biggest primary beneficiaries of the body positivity movement. Let's talk about the fact that, I have mentioned this before, body positivity, as it originally, like, started, no longer exists today because it was co-opted by mid-sized and smaller bodies.
That's crazy work. That is crazy work. A lot of people are making up a lot of wacky stuff about the origins of body positivity these days, but the claim is actually that large food companies are one of the primary beneficiaries of the body positivity movement. So let's counter that point if we can.
So it doesn't really exist for fat people anymore, but obviously she wouldn't know that.
Okay, so what are you talking about? Some people say that it was actually larger individuals that took over the body positivity movement, but either way, that has nothing to do with this claim.
But also, this is probably one of the dumbest statements ever and is
So counter it then.
very stereotypical because it assumes that, like, we just go eat McDonald's for every meal 24/7.
That's not what it said. It said that food companies were the primary beneficiaries of the body positivity movement.
The body positivity movement oversimplifies eating and trauma. I would actually argue that ignoring that fat bodies are more complicated than just, oh, it's calories in, calories out, oversimplifies eating and trauma.
It's more complicated than just calories in, calories out for some people. I've yet to meet those people that aren't affected by calories in, calories out.
It's actually the opposite. And the body positivity movement is fundamentally disempowering. To who? Because we're not being controlled?
Controlled by what?
We're not falling in line with acting or looking a certain way?
You're falling in line with acting and looking a certain other way. You're just conforming to a different trend.
Our existence bothers you so much that like there are people who make hate content for us just like being happy.
Okay, so you're saying the body positivity movement is not fundamentally disempowering? Because that was the claim. I would say some aspects of the movement are disempowering because they teach people to give up without even trying. They're like, yo, this is very difficult and a lot of people have failed at this thing. Therefore, you better not even try. In fact, sometimes trying makes you have a worse outcome than if you never tried at all. If you actually try to lose weight, you'll gain back the weight and then some. Like, so, yeah, that is fundamentally disempowering, trying to discourage people from trying to better their lives. I've heard countless examples of this. When you tell people that if they try to lose weight, they will fail, and then they will also gain the weight back, and then some, that is very disempowering and very discouraging. Some people are literally going around lying to people and being like, don't try to lose weight, you'll gain it back, and then some. Like, and some people actually believe that, and then they go on to not try. Of course, that's those own people's fault or problem. If you're that easily discouraged by others, that's on you. Like, you have a brittle spirit. If somebody tells me, you'll never succeed at this, Cynical, I just say, oh yeah, watch me. And I try extra hard. But that's how I am. Some people aren't like that.
And existing in a fat body and not intentionally wanting to lose weight while they know zero about our health.
So you can't counter any of these points either. You should have gone on this debate. You would have fit right in with all the other body positivity activists. They tried to deflect and get emotional and do this, that, and the other thing, and it didn't work. It's funny to see these tactics attempted in a real life debate. Like, it's funny to see how they do not pan out at all. You either have a counter for facts or you don't. And if you don't, it stands out like a sore thumb.
Not to mention the fact that, like, health at every size exists. Fat liberation exists.
No, health at every size does not exist, and that's kind of the point of this video. Many of these claims were centered around health, and you haven't countered any of them and proven that it's actually healthy.
Body neutrality exists. There are so many other movements that do promote health and, like, caring about your health regardless of what you look like and accepting your body in whatever state it's in regardless of whether you're healthy, because health does not equal some like moral value. Like, this is so incredibly
not one counter has been made.
Unnuanced. So the fact that she says that things are oversimplified in another type of movement is like so contradictory. Do better.
And she wrapped it up with the classic, do better. That's another thing that we say when we don't actually have a valid counter for somebody else's argument. Okay, so William Hornby proposes that we block Jubilee because we didn't have a good counter. She attempted to counter all of their points, but didn't counter any of them. We literally just started going out into left field and talking about a bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with any of those points, as usual. And then after saying a bunch of stuff that literally had nothing to do with the price of tea in China, she wraps it up with the classic, do better. So there are literally adults on this planet right now that can lose a debate and not have any logical counters for any of the points made, and instead of having an epiphany and being like, wait a minute, they're right, I can't counter this, they'll just block you. So I can prove that you're wrong right to you directly in an indisputable fashion, and you will not receive the message. The wake-up call will not be answered. Next.
Like, I really believe there's like a mass skinny psychosis going on.
Is there?
Nobody can see themselves. Everyone thinks there's a good
Nobody can see themselves. Damn, they're that skinny. Things are getting bad.
Good to bad spectrum of bodies and what they look like. Anyone can take a GLP-1, including Serena Williams, who in no universe needs to be on a GLP-1.
What? How is that for you to decide? You think it's appropriate for you to tell another person what they should do with their body? Hey, Serena, you don't need to be on a GLP-1. What? How is that your business to say? And also, Serena Williams is dope. She recently went to the Barbie Dream Fest and actually showed up and talked to a bunch of people, even though that event was a total dumpster fire. Serena Williams was there. She is super down to earth. That was super cool. I don't want to hear any other mess about Serena.
And if Serena Williams can be on a GLP-1 in all these Roe ads, what the hell are other people supposed to think?
Well, they can think if I would like to lose weight in a similar manner, I will also get on a GLP-1. I think that's what advertisements are. I think it's like people saying, hey, I like this product, you should buy it too. I think that might be what they were going for with that.
It makes me ill. Sometimes I'll be sitting here like, do other people not think about young women at all? Do other people not think about the version of themselves that existed in their lowest moments?
What are you talking about?
Do you not think about that young girl, that teenager, who just wanted so badly to love herself? Do you not?
What are you talking about? Serena can't endorse GLP-1s because you had issues around your body when you were younger or whatever. And now you're talking about that little girl in a hypothetical scenario, which you're really just talking about yourself. Like the hypothetical little girl that a lot of these people bring up is really just themselves. They're projecting their own issues and talking about stuff that they went through that is not necessarily relevant to anybody else. And also, Serena's not allowed to live her life because it might trigger somebody somewhere. Like, she's not allowed to promote a GLP-1 because somebody might take it the wrong way. Like, this is getting ridiculous.
Think about her, because she's out there and she's consuming what you're doing.
I don't think about randos out in society when I'm living my life. Wait a minute. Should I not live my life and do the things that I want to do? This might affect somebody else in this type of way. As long as I'm not actually hurting anybody, I don't think like that. I'm just living my life. If me living my life and trying to better myself is hurting you, that's a you problem.
And you're for damn sure not making her life better.
We're not making anybody else's life worse by promoting this product.
I'm like, not to be an asshole, but I deadass sometimes look at some people and I'm like, your younger self would not be happy.
Okay, well, luckily I have grown up. You know, we should probably stop living in the past and being like, what would I think of this when I was a child? Like, who cares what you would have thought of that when you were a child? When you were a child, you thought childish things and you were immature. Hopefully you have grown past that point now and you're not still reveling in the ideas that you had when you were a child. I used to think a lot of really stupid crap when I was a kid because I was a kid, and kids are dumb. They don't know anything. So let's move on from that mental state into adulthood and start comprehending things. That's the direction that we need to be moving in, not backwards.
If they saw what you were up to now. Like, you've betrayed her. You've betrayed her at every moment.
I don't care about the person that I used to be when I was a child. I knew nothing, and I had very childish ideas. I have learned a lot since I was a child, believe it or not, and it has changed my mentality.
What are we doing? Oh my God. I genuinely really feel like I'm going crazy.
Okay, she feels like she's going crazy because Serena Williams was endorsing a GLP-1. Okay, getting angry at that did seem a little crazy, honestly. And then she started talking about the little girl inside of you. If we don't want to lose weight and we think it's dumb and dangerous and bad for you and all this type of stuff, that's fine. It shouldn't trigger us or make us angry if other people want to lose weight. When we actually believe in the things that we're saying, we don't need anybody else to agree with us. If you think body positivity is the way and you believe in all of these things, it shouldn't bother you if other people want to lose weight. That's their decision, that's their prerogative. And it's got literally nothing to do with you. I've heard so many people talk about, I need to do this for that little girl. That little girl from back in the day who was scared to go to the swimming pool or whatever. But that's regression. I don't think it's good for our mental state to go back to the time of being a child and try to identify with it mentally. I don't identify with any of the things that I thought as a child at all. I am a completely different person 100 times over from my childhood. I've become a new person year after year after year for several years. Beyond that, I don't even know who that kid is anymore. It's crazy work to try to identify with our former child self. So it's interesting to see that William Hornby had no counters for any of Jillian Michaels' points. Ultimately, his recommendation was to block Jubilee. Mighty Murph and Fash also had no valid counters for any of Jillian's points, and just started going on various spiels and tirades, even with the very first point that Jillian made, saying that obesity is unhealthy and promoting it as unhealthy. Mighty Murph and Fash started to go on an unrelated spiel about clothes and doctors. Again. Hey, how's it going, Mighty Murph and Fash? Wonderful weather we're having, isn't it? Yeah, it would be wonderful if we could get some clothes in store and doctors would give us respect. Yeah, man, there's all types of clouds and all that type of... What? Dude, this again? Anyway, what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.